I stayed stuck for months trying to make my own YouTube channel. Not because I didn't know what to do, not because I didn't have ideas, but of something deeper, something I didn't realize was holding me back. And if you're watching this right now, maybe you're stuck too. Maybe you've been thinking about starting your own YouTube channel for weeks, months, maybe even years, but something keeps stopping you from actually doing it. I'm going to share what really kept me stuck and the 4 methods I use to break free and finally start creating. So let's get into it. So what was actually holding me back? Limiting beliefs. Now before you roll your eyes, hear me out. Because limiting beliefs aren't just some fancy schmancy self-help buzzword. They are real. And they could probably be affecting your journey with YouTube right now. So what are they? Limiting beliefs are thoughts your brain produces that feels like absolute truths. They are the voice in your head that says, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, this will never work. And here's where they come from. Your brain's primary job is to keep you safe, to protect you from threats, from rejection, from failure, from embarrassment. So when you think about starting a YouTube channel, putting yourself out there, being visible, your brain sees that as a potential threat, and it creates these thoughts to keep you safe. But here's the tricky part. These limiting beliefs don't always show up the same way for everyone, because we all have different brains and we all have different experiences. For some people, limiting beliefs might show up as questions. What if questions that spiral endlessly? What if I fail? What if nobody watches? What if people judge me? What if I'm wasting my time? For others, they might show up as false facts. Statements your brain presents as absolute truth. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. I'm not interesting enough. My voice sounds weird. And we swallow them wholeheartedly and we believe in them without question. I'm going out on a limb here, and since you're watching this, maybe you can relate to what I'm dealing with. For me, my limiting beliefs sounded like this. I don't have the right looks for YouTube. I don't have the right equipment. My channel will never be any good. My scripts suck. My voice sounds weird. Does any of this sound familiar to you? But here's where it gets interesting. Limiting beliefs don't just sit quietly. They manifest as behaviors. And the 2 biggest ones are procrastination and perfectionism. Now these seem like opposites, right? One is doing nothing. The other one is overdoing everything. But they both derive from the same thing, fear. Procrastination is fear showing up as avoidance. I'll start tomorrow. I'm not ready yet. Let me just do more research first. It's a loop that keeps you stuck because you never actually have to face the fear of putting yourself out there. Perfectionism is fear showing up as overdoing. This script isn't good enough. I need better equipment. Let me just re-record that intro one more time. It's a loop that keeps you stuck because nothing is ever perfect enough to be published. And both of them, they're just your brain's way of keeping you safe, of protecting you from perceived threat of starting your YouTube channel. And I lived in that loop for a long time, bouncing between procrastinating and perfecting, never actually starting, until I learned to work with these limiting beliefs differently. The first method that changed everything for me was awareness and acceptance. Now, a lot of people might think you need to take a break from YouTube and go work on your mindset. Stop creating content, go fix your thoughts, then come back when you're ready. That's backwards. Because here's what happens when you take a break from YouTube. Your limiting beliefs take a break from YouTube as well. They go quiet and they'll win. They will never show up the same way if you're not actively working on your channel. You have to face them while you're in it. So I started practicing awareness while I was working on my channel. And the exercise was simple but powerful. I wrote down my thoughts. Every time a limiting belief popped up, I'd stop and write it down, word for word. My voice sounds weird. This script is terrible. Nobody's going to watch this. And here's why this works. When these thoughts first appear, they feel urgent, alarming, like emergencies your brain needs to respond to immediately. But when you write them down, you slow everything down. You observe. You create distance between you and the thought. And then I do something important. I'd rephrase them because my thoughts aren't final. My voice sounds weird my voice might sound strange to me right now, but that's normal in the beginning. This script sucks became, this script isn't perfect yet, but it will improve as I keep writing. You see the difference? It's about softening the thoughts so they stop feeling so final and become something that we can work with. Because harsh conclusions don't really help when we're trying to find our way forward in unfamiliar territory. But awareness was only half of it. Acceptance was where the real shift happened. This is where I used what I call I allow it method. And if a thought came into my mind, something like, I suck at script writing, I would pause. And I would say or whisper or think, I allow it. I then write it down, I suck at script writing, and then I would try to reframe it. I suck at script writing became, I'm probably not good at writing scripts right now, but as I work on it, I will become better. You're not pushing the thought away, you're not arguing with it, you're acknowledging it exists, and then choosing to move forward anyway. It's about understanding that it's not my brain allowing this thought, I am. I'm allowing this thought to come out, to be observed, instead of my emotions absorbing it. Does this make sense? And there's another technique I've used over the years, and one I still come back to. And for the sake of this video, I call it the cloud theory. And the basic idea is simple. Thoughts are like clouds passing through in the sky. One moment they are there, and the next moment they moved on. We don't control the clouds, and in the same way we don't control the thoughts popping into our mind. They just show up. What we can control is where we place our attention. Instead of locking onto one dark cloud, one uncomfortable thought, and stare at it until it fills the entire sky, I practice letting it pass by. I don't try to stop it, I don't try to argue with it, I just notice it and let it keep moving. And when I don't focus on it, something interesting happens. That thought doesn't grow, it doesn't multiply, it doesn't turn into a storm. It stays a single cloud, and eventually it drifts away. That shift alone can make a big difference in how heavy a moment feels. That is acceptance. The thought can exist, it can float right through your mind, but it doesn't have to become your reality. These two practices, awareness and acceptance, didn't make my limiting beliefs disappear. It made them manageable, and that changed everything for starting my YouTube channel. And over to number 2, and here's where it gets real. Even with all that awareness and acceptance work, there were still days I wanted to quit. Days where I'd spend hours worrying, being frustrated, feeling like I was getting nowhere working on my channel. And that's when I discovered something powerful via Instagram. Through Laila Hormozzi's channel, she talked about resilience and bouncing back. And that's point number 2 on this list, which I call the Resilience Rebound. And this is all about bouncing back. And that's it. I started noticing I could spend a lot of time as I was working on my channel, feeling overwhelmed with doubt, frustration, stress, just spinning my wheels. But the magic happens when you start focusing on the bounce back. Not on never falling, not on never feeling discouraged, but how quickly you can get back up. And I used a mental hack for this. I picture myself a ball that can move from red to green. Red is where you're stuck, frustrated, stressed, discouraged. Green is moving, in the flow, creating. Sometimes that ball would stay in the red for a long time, but I mentally tried to refocus myself to get my thoughts and my mood out from the red and into the green. How quickly can you bounce back when something discourages you with your YouTube journey? That's the real question. Not whether you get discouraged, we all do, but how fast can you shift from red to green? Because if it takes you 3 days to recover from a setback, that's 3 days you're not actively creating, not learning, not growing your channel. But if you can cut that down to, let's say, 3 hours or even 30 minutes, that's when momentum builds. The resilience rebound is not about being superhuman. It's about training yourself to notice when you're in the red and choosing to get back into the green a little faster each time. And this brings us to number 3 on the list, which I call the alignment tool. This is all about finding your why, the foundation and meaning behind everything you do for your channel. This is where I tell people to pull up a piece of paper, because you have to write it down. It's like a contract to yourself that you store someplace secret for you. Just you, nobody else, just you. And you ask a simple question: what do I want to do? And for me, that was like, I want to start a YouTube channel. And I wrote it down. I put under that again, why? And I wrote it down. I wrote down the real reason. Not some surface level answer, but the real reason. Maybe for you it's to help people, to share your knowledge, to build a community, to create something that you're proud of, to eventually make this into a business. Or maybe it's something deeper, to create an extra income for your family, to pay down debt, to get your kids through college. Whatever it is, write it down. This becomes your alignment, your foundation. And here's where this tool became a game changer for me. Every action I took towards my channel, I started asking, does this align with what I want? Does spending yet another 3 hours watching YouTube tutorials align with what I want? Yes or no? Does spending hours on Instagram watching motivational videos align with what I want? Yes or no? Does spending hours writing scripts for my YouTube channel align with what I want? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, go for it. If it's not, stop what you're doing and get back to work. This probably seems weird to some people, but for me, this alignment tool cut down on so many things I thought were important and productive, but were just actually distracting me on what really mattered on my YouTube journey. Even everyday things. Does it align talking with friends for hours on social media right now when I have a video to record? Or does it align cleaning my kitchen when I can do it later, but right now I have a script I need to write? These tasks feel productive and important, but they're deflecting. They're keeping you away from the actual work of growing your YouTube channel. And look, I'm not saying don't speak to your friends or don't clean your house. I'm saying be honest about whether that task or situation in that moment aligns with what you want to create. Because the alignment tool isn't about being perfect, it's about being intentional. It's about protecting the time and energy for the things that actually move your channel forward. Do you have a why for your YouTube journey? And are your daily actions aligned with it? Actually, before we get to the last method, I want to share something with you. If you found this video informative or helpful, please hit that like button. It will mean a lot to me, but it will also help me reach out to others who find themselves in similar situations. And if you hit that like button, and you haven't subscribed yet, why don't you hit that subscribe button too? It's just down here somewhere. It will mean a lot, and you will not miss what comes next. Anyway, over to the last method. And this one might surprise you the most. I went quiet. I didn't tell anyone I was going to start a YouTube channel this time around. I didn't announce it. I didn't share any ideas with the people I have around me. And here's why that was important for me starting this YouTube channel. There's this thing that happens when you tell people your goals before you've done anything. You get this hit of validation, this dopamine rush that tricks your brain into thinking you've already accomplished something, but you haven't. And then there's the pressure, the stress, the feeling of being watched before you're ready to be seen. What if you get stuck? What if this takes longer than you thought? What if your first videos don't perform well? Now suddenly it's not just you dealing with that, it's everyone you told, watching you struggle. And here's the hard truth about starting a YouTube channel. Most people won't fully understand why this matters to you. Friends and family, they might support you, but they won't fully understand why you're spending hours on recording and editing a video that only 12 people will watch. They won't fully understand why YouTube feels so important. So I stayed silent. People probably knew I was doing something, but I didn't tell them what. I didn't say I'm starting a YouTube channel. And now that this channel is out there to be found and these videos exist, I still haven't told them. If they find me, I guess they're searching for videos about YouTube growth too. Maybe they are scared of starting a channel just like I was. But by going quiet, I protected my process. I gave myself permission to fail privately, to learn without an audience, to figure out this whole YouTube thing without other people's expectations. Sometimes, silence is the most powerful tool you have when you're building something new. So, that's what really kept me stuck for a long time as I was trying to start my YouTube channels. Limiting beliefs that showed up as procrastination and perfectionism, both rooted in fear. And the 4 methods I used to break free: awareness and acceptance, the Resilience Rebound, the alignment tool, and going quiet. These methods didn't make the fear or frustration go away. They didn't make everything easy, but they made something far more important. And that was, it made it possible. It made it possible for me to start this channel. And here's what I want you to remember. Change takes time. Breaking free from the thoughts that hold you back, that's not an overnight thing. It's a practice. It's something you work on every single day. Some days you will bounce back fast, and some days you will stay stuck a little longer. And that's okay. It's a part of the process. So that's it for today. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!